share some frequently asked FAQs. So be aggressive to ask questions is very important. When I in USC 4 years ago, I asked many questions. So when I go to oral interview, the professor say, "Oh, it's you. Ask many questions."
Hello, good morning. This is Terry Wong from the IMBA office. Time really flies. It's almost the end of our information session. And actually, honestly speaking, we hope this will be the start. We hope to make connection between us and hope that you would like to become one member of our IMBA family. But how? So the first step is application. And when? Oh, that's okay. The application period is from the end November to middle December. And the admission brochure will be announced in next Friday. That will be 28th October. So remember to visit the website of National Zhengzhi University and just click admission area and download the admission brochure. And it's under the category of master's program. So it's not in-service master's program, but 招生硕士班招生简章. And please remember to, when the application starts, remember to click here to enter into the registration system. And for the for the international student, the application period will be from middle February to middle March. So please remember to visit the website of OIC. It's the Office of International Cooperation, and the admission brochure will be announced in February. And actually, the information we shared here, you may find all of them in our IMBA website. You just have to visit our website and click admissions, and then the application process. And you can follow it step by step. And for the application requirement, 2 years of work experience, bachelor's degree, and proof of English proficiency test. This is only for those whose native language is not English. And for GMAT or GRE scores, they are only preferable but not required. And for the required documents, here there's you have to download the form from our IMBA website, both the new student information form and the personal data form. And about what should be uploaded to the registration system, please refer to the admission brochure. And most of the application materials will be uploaded by yourself, except for the recommendation letters. So you have to know the email address of your recommender. And about the application, we just want to emphasize here that there's no minimum score for TOEFL or IELTS or TOEIC score, and there are no requirements for minimum GPA. Actually, each of you will be taken as a whole person, a unique one, with potential in different dimensions. We just try to encourage you to marketing yourself in your application package. And if you have any questions, you can email to us to this address, imba@nccu.edu.tw. And about the general information for our program, it takes 2 years to graduate from IMBA, and the average is actually 2.5 years. And about 62.5% of our IMBA students earn their master's degree within 2 years. And for graduation, you need 42 credits as well as 45 community service hours, as well as master thesis. And about scholarships, for scholarship provided by our program, you don't have to submit any documents because while application materials reviewed by admission committee, each applicant is not only candidate for admission, but also candidate for scholarship recipient. As for other scholarship provided by other institutions, you would have to visit the corresponding website. As for, there are 2 types of exchange student program. One is university level outgoing exchange student program, and the other is student exchange program by our College of Commerce. And for the former one, you can visit the website of OIC, and for the latter one, here is the links. And we just want to emphasize here, during the IMBA study, all the IMBA students are allowed to exchange maximum 2 times. And our IMBA students get the first priority to obtain the chance. So we really hope that you would like to become one member of our IMBA family, and believe us, here in IMBA, you will find what you are looking for. And for the next part, coming the more charming part, that will be dual degree. So we welcome Jessie for this crucial part.
Hi everyone, I'm Jessie from IMBA office. I'm in charge of dual degree program. I know that many of you are interested in dual degree program, so allow me to give you a brief introduction. What is dual degree program? It means that if you pass your internal selection and be nominated to our partner university, be accepted by our partner university, you will spend your first year at IMBA NCCU, then spend your second year in our partner school. After meeting the graduation requirement, of course, from these 2 schools, then you will get 2 master degrees, one from NCCU IMBA and one from our partner university. And as our alumni and Professor Tai mentioned in their presentation, we have 9 partner schools, 1 in the US, that is Purdue, and 5 in France, 2 in Germany, and 1 in Austria. So we have stage of internal selection. The first stage is for ESCB and Purdue, and the application opens from mid-September to mid-October. And the second stage is for the other 7 universities. And the application opens from mid-January to mid-February. One thing you need to pay attention to is that European University only recruit IMBA first-year students, but Purdue is open for all the IMBA current students. And each school will have different requirements, so please visit our website for dual degree. That is dualdegree.nccu.edu.tw. Dual degree information will be held in every September. So if you successfully enrolled IMBA, you will receive my invitation for the event. And in the dual degree information session, I will explain all the details about that. So don't worry about the application procedure. Is there any requirement to apply for dual degree? Of course. City school must complete at least 20 credits, 24 for Vanderbilt and Purdue, 24 for ESCB and Manhattan during their first year of IMBA. And the minimum average needs to be at least 85 or above. Many of you asked that, do I need to compete with other students for this dual degree opportunity? Yeah, of course, because the quota of every school is limited. So, for example, For the second stage, we will ask you to write down the priority to see which school you want to go to the most. Then, if the applicants are more than the quota, you might be nominated to your second priority school. But don't worry, it's not as competitive as you thought. For this year, we sent out 10 students to study for their degree, and all of them are nominated and accepted by their first priority school. So that's not as competitive as we thought. But please we know that one student can only be nominated to one school. Anyway, for all the information about your degree, please visit our website, yourdegree.nccu.tw. And if you have any further questions, just free to email me. The email is IMBA DD means your degree, at nccu.edu.tw. Thank you.
Yeah, for the interest of time, because already over the 12 o'clock, so we will open 3 questions. If anyone have, yes?
Hi, thank you everyone for your presentations. It was very informative. I have 2 questions, if that's okay. First question is the English proficiency test is a requirement for people who completed a postgraduate degree in UK or US?
So actually the academic diploma can be approved as well.
That's great, thank you. And the second question is I think more complex. I have more than 8 years of work experience indirectly related to business, and I'm just interested after completing the IMBA and then transitioning to more business-oriented roles. What is, at least from your experience and from the statistics that your university has, your school has, what is the likelihood that I will have to start my career basically from the bottom, like entry-level position, or is it, in your view or in your previous experience, possible, to transition to a more appropriate, let's say, seniority position?
Thank you for the question. I think I can take this part because as I just shared, I'm not a business background or major. I actually starting from not an entry-level position after I taken NCCU MBA, because what I have learned in class and also what I have to work on at work is actually I can seek for some elements, some knowledge that I need at work from the school. So I can actually also ask for some advice from the professor because I was working on the huge project for the Furniture as a Service program. And I'm the initiator, but I know nothing about business before. So I keep trying and learning and to pick up everything that I can have from IMBA. So I think my first things will be to send it to the professor because she actually helped me to visualize what the business plan can look like. So my advice to you is you won't be starting just like an entry level to the business. It will be a new start for you, believe me.
And followed by Terry. I think I am in the semiconductor industry. I think the most change for me is I can learn a lot of from IMBA that after this program, I know what my customers' company operates, their operation. For example, their profit change or their inventory dumping change. And also, that helped me to discuss with my supervisor, like my GM or my president in my branch. And also, the professor here will not only teach you the numbers, they will teach you why this company doing this decision. So there's a tactic, also the strategies. That's the things you will upgrade yourself and your level to talk with the executive members.
Hello, my name is Palace, and it's very nice to hear from all of you today. Really nice presentation, very informative. So I just have one short question and one longer question, if that's okay. So the first question is that I was educated in the US and I got an associate's degree. And from my understanding that the regular MBA program here at NCCU doesn't accept associate's degrees. Just wondering if you guys do here at the International MBA with proper work experience, of course.
Actually, there could be academic equivalent. I have to check the regulations, and I thought the associate degree would be possible, but not right after graduation.
Yes,
So
of
maybe
course. I
3 to
graduated.
5 years after graduation from associate degree
Uh-huh.
can be also freshman for master's program. So let me check, and I will. And maybe is it possible that you may write me an email to IMBA email box?
For
so
sure.
that I can reply to you.
Of course.
Thank you.
Thank you. My second question would be that since I see that there's a blend of different industries and different functions, of course, in corporations here, is it possible for you guys to share a little bit about how people generally take advantage of network in different industries? It's a pretty broad question to begin with.
Yeah, it's a good one because we just get used to about this environment. So, well, you are a student.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can share a little bit of my experiences because I participated in the Holt Prize last year, and entrepreneurship is something I had no experience in whatsoever. And the project that we were working on was actually involved in sort of like the digital sphere. And again, like I have a little bit of experience in there, but like that's in the States, not here. But we were able to get assistance as well as recommendations in terms of like who to talk to, like who could help mentor us and give us advice and all that. So like we took advantage of that, and we actually had several meetings with like a couple of startup owners over here, as well as just like some venture capitalists as well, which gave us sort of like the other view, like in the startups. So that was actually like very, very informative. Unique experience for me. Again, I have no entrepreneurship experience prior to this.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah, it reminded me that the first year I had the classmate, the same teammate that, because I am a sales background, another one is finance, and another two, they are marketing. So when we discuss with one project, everyone's perspective for the contribution is totally different. The finance guy that just told us that our idea is not workable because because we are so aggressive to do something. And then he said, look, your book, your company is going to bankrupt 2 years later, something like that. But marketing guys, they were very brilliant. They have many ideas. Yeah, so I am the one step on the stage and blah, talking a lot. So this kind of synergy, I would say. But also a lot of the things you can get from this program is more than the cultural shock, because some classmates are from different countries. You have more questions?
Okay, just like one short question, sorry. I just wanted to ask if it's possible for you to also share how the alumni network works in your advantage as IMBA students or alumni.
I mean, like
Could you back to the slide, alumni clubs? Well, that's a very good question because you cannot just go to alumni in front of her or she that, could you help me to check my CV or something? That's very strange, right? So usually you can mingle then with some casual clubs like hiking or badminton. The sports is a very good platform, I would say, to help people to know about you more. And you could understand this alumni more and ask her or his industry background. And if that is the match, then you can go next step. Yeah, because that I think actually today I prepared some material, but I didn't show it to you because I think when you study, your reputation is very important. Well, because not only your classmates, the alumni or faculties, they will all know what you did in the school, in the class. So if you just a freelancer, you don't want to have the teamwork, then people will know, right?
Yeah, I want to share one of my experience. You know, IMBA is actually under the Zhengda 商学院, this big umbrella. So whenever I meet someone who's studying before in Zhengda, actually they will, wow, 学弟学弟 and 学长学长. And it's really easy to meet these guys, these excellent guys in your career. Because you can see it's just not in IMBA, it's the whole commercial, the 商学院 community in this campus. So that's why you will get, and people will look at you differently. Wow, 正大商学院. And yeah, so you can seek for more networking and connection during the IMBA program, of course.
Thank you very much.
So for example, next month, NTU GMBA invited us to join the basketball game. And because IMBA is not good at basketball, we are good at soccer or basketball. So we have the IMBA professor help us to invite other program, also international program, basketball players. We joined the basketball game. But I told all of the participants, our players, that the important thing is not we want to win the game. The important thing is after the game, we will have the dinner. What does it mean? It means that, well, you can play, I can play, and we are not here to win. So we will exchange what are you doing in your job. Well, you are also in the semiconductor. Well, let's exchange name card. Something like that. It's very helpful. So it's kind of how you mingle with alumni. So this afternoon, you could also ask a lot of questions to those alumni and students, very straightforward. Do you like it? What's a painful point for you studying IMBA? I think many local students will tell you first year you must well fight with your girlfriend or boyfriend because one of your time will just get to IMBA, yeah, and they will feel like, where is my husband? Where's my girlfriend? Something like that. Any question?
Thank you for your presentation today. Actually, I'm foreigner. What I want to know is, hopefully, if I get a permission to enter this IMBA, when can I start to study exactly? That's very important because time is money.
Depends on the border regulations.
You mean our semester start?
Yeah, when can I study exactly?
I think it's
September.
September. Is it okay? Or the question behind is, you just traveling in Taiwan or you need something else? Support?
I'm living in Taiwan.
Okay.
I'm living in Taiwan.
You live in Thailand? Oh, sorry.
So I mean, like typically the IMBA semester starts a little bit earlier than like the normal programs. So like you'll be studying a little bit earlier, but for the first semester it also ends earlier as well. Like usually before New Year's. No, last year we had finals on the 28th. But yeah, basically like typically it starts a little bit earlier and ends a little bit earlier than the other master's programs.
Did you pass?
Hello, I'm Carrie. First of all, I would like to thank you for hosting this. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, I Dragon Ball with Tim and other team. I Dragon Ball with Jim and Kyle before, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait,
So,
friend, yeah?
Yeah. I'm Tim and Roxanne's friend.
Oh, yeah.
So my question is that as far as I know, because I'm the headhunter in semiconductor, for every interview that there is a
Can I
certain.
give you my name card?
Yeah, sure, we can exchange later.
Are you
So-
accepting resumes right now?
Yeah. So as far as I know, for every interview process, there are hard skill and soft skill requirements. So I can see from the slides there are some of the hard skill criteria, but as for the soft skill, when you are interviewing the candidates, what particular character you guys are looking for?
Well, I think the question goes to professor, but before that, I think you need to think about it. I will share my experience that the first stage, the professor will ask you some hard skill and your attitude. And second part, the professor will ask you some very different questions, and they want to check whether your creation and how your aspiration for the show, the world is happening. They want to make sure you have something, you have your own thinking for this event. And they don't like people just have the public opinion. So you must care about the thing happening in the world now. Yeah. And Professor, are you ready? Soft skill or L.
I don't think we will have very specific or even unique expectations on the soft skills because there are so many good, positive soft skills. So as long as we see the incoming students that possess some of the good characteristics, and I think we will take that into considerations. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Any other question? Sorry.
Okay, hello, my name is Ted, and thanks for today's wonderful presentation. So I have one question. Is it possible to take my class in the, for example, like foreign schools if I took do a degree because I want to keep working while studying the MBA program even in foreign country? So would it possible? Yeah, so that's my question. Thank you.
Well, if you do the remote job, for example, you have a job in Taiwan and you also want to have a dual degree or exchange, it doesn't conflict at all if you can manage. There is a time zone, right? Or you can find some job there. Yeah, it's all your own decision. I think they didn't know, right?
Yeah, but I think to emphasize that for our partner university, they are full-time students. Yeah, most of them or all of them are full-time students. Yeah, so maybe you could evaluate by them, depending on their situation.
But if you are talking about working
Working remotely, I
abroad,
think is possible.
okay.
I think that's more of a discussion between you and your employer.
Yeah.
You can be the first one.
Okay, so I would like to express my appreciation to everyone, and this is Ashley. So I have a short question for the dual degree. So if I join the dual degree, do I have to finish the thesis in both school or just for NCCU?
Depending on the requirement of the school. Some school doesn't need thesis, but at least you need to write one for IMBA.
So the thesis should be finished in the first year or
Second year.
second
Yeah,
year?
second year.
Even if I take a dual degree in abroad?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone, please remember to introduce your name loudly, then Professor Jason can remember you. or oral interview.
Hello, my name is John. I want to say thank you. This has been a wonderful session. I just want to clarify. So I am living here in Taipei. I've been here for a couple of years, but I am an American. So I would not be able to apply until February. Is that correct? Because yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited to start. That was it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you, John. Thank you, John.
You got plenty of time, don't worry.
So any question?
Thank you everyone for your presentation. I'm Leo. And, I'm asking for a little advice for application because I've been with my company for almost 10 years. And I can imagine that both of my recommendation letter will be from my manager and the director maybe. Would it be more preferable if I get one of the letter out of company from different area or industry? For your point of view.
Well, you can be your mom. I'm serious. I'm serious. It could be your family or anyone you think is helpful. But I think it's because this is business school, right? So in my opinion, it doesn't really matter. We don't have any requirement for the recommendators. But I think if you can get one from your supervisor, is very important. Because you will let him or her know you are going to study as a part-time student. Yeah, I think it's very helpful.
That's what I did. I got my employer to write one of my letters of recommendation, but then I got a connection of mine to write another one, someone that I knew that kind of like knew of my work that could